Hey, this is Ariel Posen. We're at Fender, and I'm incredibly excited to show you the limited edition Ariel Posen Stratocaster. Well, I was always a Strat guy. Started playing Strats when I really started playing guitar. And always felt comfortable on that, felt like at home. It wasn't really until 6 years ago where I finally, I really was never playing jazz masters, and I had the opportunity to dive into that world, and I did, and really fell for the sound, really fell for just the completely different vibe that it gives you from a Strat. And although it's fantastic, ergonomically and how it sits as an offset, I love, but never quite felt at home like I did on a Strat. So it was a matter of mixing both of those worlds. I really feel like the things I love from the Jazz Master sonically are on this guitar, and the real home-based things from a Strat are on here, but it's very much its own thing, and that's a product of mixing both of these in a weird way that makes me very happy and works well for me, you know? So the first key feature actually from a Strat that I own, it's a 68 custom shop Strat that I've owned for almost 15 years. The neck on that guitar has always just felt perfect to me. And when the Jazz Master was built, I found the serial number for it. We took that serial number, found out the exact measurement or spec of that neck, transferred it to the Jazz Master. I love how, the neck pickup on a Strat is always glassy and beautiful. And I love the 2 and 4 positions, and I love a bridge pickup on a Strat and a middle, but I often found a little limited, it wasn't quite enough. The Jazz Master brought in this new sonic palette where it was slightly more, but specifically the neck pickup, it was like a Strat neck pickup, but a bit more open sounding. And to my ears, a touch more musical too. So I felt it was really important to just have that sound. In regards to the sonic side of it, we wanted to house a soap bar pickup in the bridge. Felt like the perfect combination. And historically, I haven't been a big soap bar guy for a long time. I always felt I struggled dialing it in, but working with Tim Shaw on these, totally taking, somehow, I don't know, I feel like I'm really bad at describing things sometimes, and he was able to take descriptions with words of what I was saying and schematics from the previous guitar and created the sound that I was trying to explain, which is amazing. And I feel like, the bridge pickup with the neck separately are very musical and just enough, but not too little output. It sits somewhere in the middle, and together, it's a really beautiful sound. One big part of experimentation that really led to this guitar too was, just trying different pickups. I know what I liked, and I know that I was really into the Jazzmaster pickups, and I really like mini humbuckers, and I really like gold foils, but as I experimented with a bunch of different things like gold foils and stuff, I didn't want to come up with some kind of guitar design that represents like a Stratocaster, what people associate a guitar that has gold foils in it, or do something that I felt has been done already. I really wanted to lean into something that kind of felt untapped. Not just how it looks on a guitar, but more so how it sounds. And, some trial and error. And there's no right or wrong sound. And there's no right or wrong guitar. It's all about, they're all tools at the end of the day, and they can all do a certain thing. But it was just really important to me for this project to kind of experiment until we found the thing that made sense. And luckily, working with the best people, found it pretty fast. It wasn't a lot of searching once we started. That's why I really feel like the hybrid of the Jazzmaster and the Strat are in this. Sonically, it's like that Jazzmaster on steroids, but you still have the Strat essence, if you will. So the body is roasted alder, which is the exact same as the Jazzmaster, and the color is the exact same as my Jazzmaster, that Lake Placid Blue, but slightly faded. I like a matte kind of looking guitar, not too shiny, and I feel like they nailed it. The knobs here are Harmony cupcake knobs, and I've always loved using these, and I've put them on a bunch of other guitars of mine. Yes, they look really cool, that's one reason, but more so is they're a lot easier to use. I'm a big volume, like one of those kind of guys a lot, and I've always felt on a Strat, on a Jazzmaster, I don't have the grip like you get on let's say on a Telly with those metal knobs. It gives you that, But I didn't want to go metallic on that, so it just made sense just due to the nature of they work really well, and I've just associated with using them on so many other guitars. It just felt right. Personally, as a player, I never connected with having two tone knobs. It just, one of them was rendered useless to me always, so it just made sense to have one of each, and the pickup switch right over here, and the way I play, I've kept this setup on a few guitars, Strat style guitars. It just feels like home, and it stays out of the way when you need it to, but when you need to reach it, it's right there rather than adjusting, your volume getting hit or your tone getting hit when the switch was right here. So I just feel like it lives in its own space. It makes more sense ergonomically, and I just like it. As a professional guitar player that tours and is in the studio, I can't have a floating bridge, break a string, and come back from that. And I just found I haven't been using the whammy as much in years. And when you hardtail a guitar, or specifically like a Strat, I feel like there's a lot more resonance and just a lot more sound and overall output in a way that I find I get, and just the consistency of it works better for me. So it's like a variable that's out of the way. You're getting, as a professional, you are getting like a consistent tool. As much of a piece of like, yeah, this looks great and it sounds great, it's really like, it's there to work for you. Another thing that was really important for this guitar was, the fact that I do play in a lot of different tunings. I mean, I call them different tunings, but it's standard tuning or open tuning, transposed in different keys. And it was super important that we weren't just making pickups that sounded good only in lower tunings or in standard tunings. This thing really does both. I was very pleased, you get a darker sound with lower strings, and the pickups still stay really like kind of mid-forward and bright and open. And in standard tuning, they have that darkness, but yet a very bright and open, balanced vibe to it. So it really goes both ways, and I encourage people. I mean, a lot of people know me for experimenting and tuning down. This is a standard tune guitar. It's a normal guitar, but if you are looking to experiment and down tune and do all that stuff, it can handle it, it'll do the thing, and it does it well. I don't necessarily think different tunings bring out necessarily your voice, but it inspires ideas and creativity just with range and how you're using the notes. And specifically open tuning versus standard tuning, I find it feels almost like guitar versus piano in a way. So if I'm switching between them, they almost feel like different instruments away. Like I don't think of open tuning as a slide tuning. I think of it as just this alternate dimension you can jump into where it's familiar enough because it's guitar, but you can get a very different result. Experimentation is what keeps the creative world going, and I preach it, but it's like we always need and want more originality and people just doing their thing. So it's really important to focus on what you do and really lean into like your flaws, really lean into your strengths, and just like block out all the other noise. Custom shop signature artist is surreal, and the fact that this opportunity came up and is happening now, I'm just eternally grateful, not just for the experience and to be doing this, but like for the being allowed to like really truly make this the most authentic and like genuine representation of what I'm looking for in a guitar. To go into a guitar store and see this hanging on a wall, I feel like would be a culmination of my entire life and career as a musician. It's just like one of those things you never really dream of experiencing. To have a signature guitar, especially with Fender, it's like I can't even really imagine that this is real. So to see it hanging on a rack in a guitar store would just be an extremely special feeling for sure.